Sports and Things may contain language not suitable for all audiences. Discretion is advised.
Yeah. We got the vibe on deck, bro. Four dope brothers talking sports, so let's go. If you could just imagine some dudes into music get together to talk trash about whose team is losing. So here we go. D. Turner, John Lane, Trey Illy, J. Hill, the MVP, according to his theory. So now what? They got they mics and gizmos. Podcast rapper for DC, what it is, mo.
This is Sports and Things, a podcast of four musician friends from the DMV who go in depth on sports, music, and entertainment topics of the week, featuring John Lane, Trey Ely, J. Hill, and your host, Dennis Turner.
And welcome back to Sports and Things, everybody. I'm your host, Dennis Turner. With me, I have the fellas and a special guest with us today. What up, fellas?
Yeah.
What up,
Hi.
Wayna? Hey, Wayna.
Hi, Wayna.
I'll do the introduction to Wayna later on in the show when we actually ask her questions that are relevant. Not relevant, but pertinent to her. This is show 165.
Yeah, good Lord.
We're fast approaching 200. I don't know if we're going to get to 200 by the end of the year.
Boy.
But this is the podcast where we are artists, musicians who love to talk sports. And we will start on a bit of a somber note because the Commanders lost NFC Championship.
No, it's not somber. Not somber. Whatever you say.
It's somber. Trey. Say their score.
No matter what, it's not
Trey.
somber.
Trey, did John not make it sound like it was somber and like the world was ending? And like
No, I didn't. I was just telling the truth.
John has had
Truth
some
was
time
sadness.
to reflect
John's
and
truth was
meditate,
sadness.
and he's feeling
Listen.
better today.
Was I
you
wrong?
could tell.
John was hurting. John was hurting just like me.
Listen, I was hurting. I was hurting the week before. After the
He
Lions
never picked
game,
them
I
to
was
win.
hurt.
He never picked the
I
Commanders
never
to win.
picked them to win. Yeah.
He picked them to lose against Detroit.
I did.
Picked him to
I
lose
don't know
against
why.
Tampa Bay.
Lose against Detroit.
We didn't pick them.
Yeah, we didn't pick.
John did though.
John did.
I mean,
I
you
did.
picked us to beat Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Wow, respect. That's faith.
John
right
picked
there.
us to lose
And look,
against Tampa
Jay
Bay.
Hill isn't even a Commanders fan. He's a Bengals fan.
Oh God.
Turn the song off. What the heck? Why are you playing the whole song?
Because this is not.
It's the
this,
extended version.
Right.
I told you
Because-
John is in mourning.
Then he's
Now
remix. What you
like,
doing, bro?
Special day.
yeah, this is a filter. This is a filter. You see them. You see the meme of the guy wearing the
got
happy
the
face
mask.
mask, but he's crying behind it. That's me right now. This is a filter. No, the only reason I'm playing the song is because it's not. Yeah, it was a sad way to end the season, but come on, man. We ended our drought.
Sad way to,
I
called it-
sad way to end the season.
Yeah, I
What?
called it
That's the thing.
somber because the score was 55-23.
That's
That's why I said.
but it wasn't a sad way to
You
end
know
the
what,
season.
though?
It was reality.
Sad for me.
Nah, not reality. No,
You man say reality.
Nah, I mean, if we hadn't made that turnover in the third quarter, it would have been a different game.
And in the second quarter, and in the first
The
quarter,
third one was the worst one, though.
And
The third one, because we have kind of started to flip momentum, and we just gave it right back.
Yeah.
Just gave it right back.
We could have done it. We could have pulled it out if it weren't for that last one.
Agreed.
Let's
That's
go
what we tried
through,
to tell John, but that was
predictions from
impossible.
last week.
I just
Shut up.
knew.
I'm sorry.
John was already halfway through the bottle at that
He
point.
was done. Yeah, he was done. He was.
John was like, I can't take
He
this.
really was.
John broke off the wagon because of the Commanders loss.
That's a new bottle. The one from Sunday is empty. It's in the trash.
Yeah, this is
Recycled already.
He's actually right. This is a new bottle, but
I know.
That don't have
That
empty.
one.
What the
That
hell?
one's for the national season.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
He does have the Capitals. Leave him alone. He got the Capitals.
that's true.
All right, let's do predictions from last week. Let's recap the predictions from last week. John?
Yes. So Jay Hill and Trey picked the Commanders to win, and they were wrong.
I
And
still
Dennis-
picked the Commanders to win.
And Dennis and I picked the Eagles to win.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought this was a DC sports podcast. How
Get
are
them,
you
Wayna.
against
Get them.
Because
No. Wait. It's
we
not
get
it's not
them.
DC sports podcast. It's just a podcast about sports, and we just happen to be
Get
DC
them.
fans. We're also realists.
but
fan and then
we're-
picking the other team in the NFC Championship.
Get
because we're
them.
because we're
Yes.
realistic.
We're realistic.
We're realistic.
Oh, so
And-
this
and
is
Trey,
not
your
my
clap's too
people.
loud.
You are not my people right now. 'Cause this
Pause.
But was But were we wrong, Wayna?
Excuse me, you must have been wrong all season because there was nothing realistic about our season. There's nothing.
Well, wait, can we tell Wayna what our predictions were?
Yeah, we can go back to the predictions for the season.
I think you have them, Dennis.
Oh shit!
I think we have.
I don't have them on paper. It was like 11. I don't have it in front of me. I don't even know where it is.
I'll tell you what it is.
A game and predict the other team to win.
I have it. I got another disclaimer because I didn't start watching games until last week because
I'm gonna tell you why, Wayna. It's because number one, I have PTSD of the last 25 years, but number two, I also am so I am so superstitious with this team. The PTSD has led to me being no, just any team in the division because we even suck against the Giants last year.
I know.
And I just am not at a place yet where I can faithfully say we're going to go to Philadelphia, who is ranked the number 2 team in the NFC. They have the best running back that no team can stop. They have the number 1 defense. Their quarterback is all right. And they got 2 stealth receivers against our putrid defense. I mean, the defense is slightly better.
The quarterback.
Their quarterback played good against us. He's okay.
John, we beat them.
He's trash.
This season.
But
Saquon in the whole second half. What? We beat the number 1 seed.
Tell him.
But
tell him, Frank.
But we beat the number 1 seed without their number 1 quarterback. That was the first.
What is no seriously?
No, Jared Goff was in there when we beat the number 1 seed.
No. I'm talking about when we beat the Eagles.
Yeah, but they're
he put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
It's fine. I mean, okay.
The wrong quarterback.
Saquon was there. Okay, Hill was there, but Saquon was there.
Yeah,
so he put up. The reason they win anyway.
He ran for 100. He ran for 110 yards in the first half. But okay, hold up. First of all,
he was ineffective.
I wouldn't say he was ineffective.
They shut him down in the second half.
Yeah, they shut him down in the second half. But this is what I heard from several people who were talking about this game. When you have another quarterback, when you have a backup quarterback that's coming in that doesn't have the experience that Jalen Hurts has, you're talking about the center to quarterback exchange. You're talking about the timing of handing the ball off to the running back, and you're talking about how you are calling plays to the offensive line so that they can create the holes in the pass for Saquon Barkley. Okay. You put Kenny Pickett in there. Kenny Pickett got Donald Trump hands. He don't really know how to hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley like that.
Okay. But okay, fine. I'll take that argument. But what about the fact that we played against their number 1 defense? There were no substitutions. I mean, except for the safety who DQ'd. But other than that, what?
I do give them that. But if I'm telling you, if Jalen Hurts played that entire game, they would have won that game because he would have used his legs.
What's happening with him? What's happening?
I think you're losing a friend, Wayne. You're losing a friend.
I'm just realistic. I'm just being realistic.
Okay, well,
I'm just being realistic.
But John, there is
listen.
Jalen Hurts ain't even all that.
There is nothing realistic.
She is saying thick or thin.
There is nothing realistic about 5. Okay.
Oh, there's something very realistic about 5. We all knew this before he was drafted.
What?
We all knew that he was real before he was drafted.
We can't say we knew he was going to be this good, though, because ain't nobody ever.
We didn't know he was going to be this good, but we knew he was going to be good.
Nobody ever done that.
Yeah. Listen, our first predictions, I'm going to tell you what they were.
The Giants thought he was going to be good.
I'm going to tell you what our first predictions were before the season started. Trey had them at.
I think Saquon was going to be good.
Trey had them at 10-7. Mm-hmm. Jay Hill had them at 8-9. As a matter of fact, Trey, myself, and Dennis we all had him at 10-7. Jay Hill was the only one that had him at 8-9.
And he's a hater.
And 10-7 is dramatically
I'm a
realist. Better than 4-13.
It's a rebuild, whatever that looks like.
And that's what I was basing it on. I was basing it off the fact that this is a rebuild. The turnaround that this team had, I'm telling you, this shit will never happen to another team.
This season will have an asterisk on it.
This was better than the Houston Texans turnaround.
Because everybody will be like, oh, that was the season they was rebuilding. So that's the only reason they went 10-7. Like, you just contradicted your own statement. Like, that doesn't even make sense. That's the only reason they went 10-7 because they was rebuilding.
Wayna, the only reason.
What they go the year before?
Wayna, the only reason I didn't have them beating Detroit and then eventually possibly beating the Philadelphia Eagles is because this is an incredibly young team. Detroit has been in the playoffs already. Philadelphia, they've been in the playoffs since 2017. They have the experience.
And
this is
Super
our
Bowl.
first time it's winning a playoff game. I'm like, this is great. I'm going to enjoy it, but
he was waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's really what it was. He was waiting for the other shoe.
But this takes me to my second point as to why I'm like this is because I also have this superstition where I'm like, if I'm picking the team to lose and they win, I'm going to keep picking them to lose.
And he did that.
So that they win.
Yeah, I needed John to pick them
the last 3 weeks
because he had picked them to lose. That's his. They won.
That's his.
I was like, John, you are picking them to lose.
That was John's curse. I give him that.
But
Listen,
you're discounting the real MVP of this team, which I think
Adam Peters
in the last week or so.
Not Dan Snyder is the MVP.
Johnson.
Not Dan Snyder.
Close.
He just wanted to say Dan Snyder.
No, it's Dan Quinn. He's the real MVP. He's the MVP.
I give you that.
Because
Absolutely.
he found a way to create a culture that made those guys believe in themselves.
He did.
Because they believed in
definitely
Jaden, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's
Jaden
beyond
was
Adam Peters.
exceptional.
Yeah.
They believed in him, and then they believed in themselves and each other. And
The
when you
attitude
do
in the
that,
locker
when
room,
you have that,
absolutely.
experience doesn't matter, stats don't matter, anything is possible. All the rules go out the window. And you know this as a musician, as a creative. You know this. How old was Stevie Wonder when he made Songs in the Key of Life? He was 23 or something crazy like that.
John was there. So
He that old.
I was alive. I think. When was that?
John probably was.
When did that release? 77?
Right around when we were born, maybe?
Yeah.
76?
Yeah. 76, I think it was.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, that was a passionate.
John was only 50 then.
Hey yo, shut up, dog.
You shut up. You the first one to say.
He just trying to piggyback on my joke. Get your own joke, Trey. Jesus.
Everyone uses that joke.
That's fair. Let's see. I'll move on to the next question. That was a very passionate argument, Wayne, and we appreciate you for your vigor.
I'm still
She's standing up.
I might not be a passionate fan, but I'm a real fan. I'm going to just say that.
Yeah, I can't watch the games with you, John. I love you, but
Listen, we should post her reaction to that last Eagles game in the regular season so people can see just how diehard of a fan she is. I mean, she was yelling at the TV. She did not care who was there at her house watching the game.
oh my God, they are. And you know what? Those weren't even the craziest clips. Those were just the ones that they got. That felt so good. It felt good.
It did. I mean, it would have felt better if we had done it on Sunday.
Yeah,
in their house.
That's the only reason why talk about superstition. The only reason why I was a little nervous about that game was I knew they were scared, and I knew they were.
Oh, absolutely.
They would never admit. They won't admit it.
They'll never admit it. They were all week.
And because we got them recently. We were their only loss, right, since the bye. Am I right? Since we got them, they were on notice. And then after we beat Detroit.
It was after they beat Detroit, and they were
the
like,
Eagles were ready for it. They were like, these guys are serious.
Because everybody was talking about us.
Yep.
Everybody was talking about us.
Yep.
They've been in talk for the last 6 weeks. I get it. Like
the Eagles came to play, and they were ready. They were like, this is
Because Dan Orlovsky even said if the Eagles lose in the NFC Championship, it will be the biggest disappointment of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Over the Buffalo Bills
Not for me.
To the Chiefs.
Yes. And if we had that element,
I wouldn't have been disappointed at all.
If we had that element of surprise, we would have done it.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
If they had come out like Detroit did, like it was just a regular everyday game.
Oh, it would have been over. It would have been over.
1,000%.
Detroit played us like, hey, this is another football game, another opponent. The Eagles played us like this was the game of their lives.
They played us with urgency.
Yeah, they were like, we have to do everything we can.
That's a division rival.
That's a division rival.
That's why.
That's why. All right, let's move on to the next question on the docket, which is, does Joe Witt deserve partial blame for the loss?
Oh God, no, John, no. John is
John.
What's the question?
Here you go.
Why are you
Here you go.
snitching?
Did John?
Here you go.
Damn.
no.
Oh,
Everyone
John,
knows
no.
you're mad at Joe Witt.
He certainly pissed off the Eagles with his
Oh my
press
God.
conference. He
See?
did not have to say that. He did not say that.
Thank you, Wayna. See,
I agree with that.
Wayna, the two light skins were upset.
Hey, yo.
they were like,
Wait a minute. I agreed with that.
Oh, no, you're right. My bad. You're right. It was the other light skin. He was the one that was like, "What are you talking about? Like, why would they think
It's just words.
It was.
He ain't say nothing. He didn't say nothing dirty or malicious.
It wasn't.
He didn't say
dirty, but it was. He
anything.
It was motivational.
it was
he was
motivational?"
already pissed. That was the other
To
thing.
his team. It was motivation to his team.
No,
Should've
but
said it
when
in
people,
the team meeting.
yeah, right. When you put it out in public, everybody hears it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was a
That's why
mistake. He shouldn't have
Keep
done
it in the
that.
locker room.
I
It
don't
was
think
like
that was
Verse
a good
saying that he
call.
didn't like Philly fans.
Right.
Not smart. Yeah.
I agree.
Who said they didn't like Philly fans?
Verse from what's his name? LA Rams.
Oh, from the Rams, yeah, dude said the rookie.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Next question on the docket is: what position is the biggest need in the offseason for the Commanders? I'll start this with Jay Hill, and we can go around.
Man, it's weird because of course you get the whole everybody looks good on paper, but everybody got to stay healthy.
Mhm.
So it like you can, I would say if you get Daniels another target, that would be very beneficial. But it's not like they were really like doubling and tripling like
It's not like they
McLaurin.
needed it.
You know, that's the thing. Like it's
Yeah.
not like McLaurin was getting attention because he knew, like they knew the familiarity between the two. But you know, he also relied on Ertz a lot. He you know,
Yeah.
he got Brown. He got other receivers in the mix. So
Brown,
I
the
wouldn't
brand new
say-
brother in
I
town.
wouldn't say, and McLaurin is more of a possession receiver, I think. I know we had a little bit of a back and forth on this. I don't think he's a number one. I think he's maybe a 1C. Maybe
I
1B
agree.
might be a stretch, but
I agree.
yeah, I don't know if he's 1B because he's a
between one and
possession
two.
receiver.
This
Yeah,
is
he's
blasphemy on Terry is killing me.
It is. It's very blasphemous.
How
But
tall is Terry?
no,
How tall is Terry?
he's like 4'12", something like
Hey,
that.
yo, shut up.
Y'all are
Give me some
so
real stats on Terry. How tall is Terry McLaurin?
But
I'll
either
tell
way,
you.
like look, again,
He's
like
6
you
feet.
said, he's not
6
a
feet?
Steve Smith.
6 feet.
You know what I mean? He's not a Steve Smith where he got the speed. You know, he's a little guy that can, you know, not even like a Tyreek, which is a weird anomaly in itself because he's more like a running back / receiver. But I don't know if getting him a wide receiver one would really be the most important part. I think the defense is really what you need to focus on.
I think the defense needs some.
And I mean, that's the only thing that's in my view solidified is the linebacking core. Especially if you're gonna jump off sides like 5 times. That's just dope in itself. You need somebody like that. You need somebody that, hey, look, I'm gonna do it again and again and again. So
yeah, but Wagner's a free agent.
you got the lineman, but
I
the
don't
lineman was
know.
hurt. Payne, right? Payne was hurt.
That was Luvu right there.
Payne was hurt.
Somebody posted a joint with the dude that jumped over the bench at that
Over the
judge.
court? Yeah.
Yes.
Said that was Luvu. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's trying to
but I
make a
think
play,
it's the
man. You're trying to make a
secondary.
play. You can get it.
Yeah, it's the secondary more than anything is what you need really focus on and as far as like beefing it up, it ain't really that. It's a few free agents, but it ain't a lot that's available. So you're gonna be looking at some young players and hoping they develop to the level that you'll need.
All right. Trey.
This is hard because like Wayna was saying that Dan Quinn, he really got those guys to play. And so we have a lot of guys that maybe played above themselves, if that's really a thing, but I mean,
Yes,
it
it
kind of
is.
is. It's a lot of guys that played well, but maybe they're not the.
We'll
you
come
know, the
down to
best.
earth next season.
Yeah, I mean, like we
See?
saw
Reality.
some play in the secondary. Like
Look at her.
we saw some play in the secondary. We saw some play, out of guys. I don't think that all those guys may be as good as they played, right? They played for their
Lattimore?
coach, they played for their quarterback.
Mhm.
I was about to get to
was
that.
hurt.
Let me get to. I'm going to specifically talk about him.
All right.
But like, Quan Martin played well. Chin played well. Quan Martin, I don't know if those guys are as good.
Did Quan Martin play
made
well?
plays. I mean, he made some plays. He made some big plays, man.
That was it though, Wayne. He only had a pick 6.
I mean, but I think he played solid the whole season. So what I'm saying is I'm having a hard time with the separation of guys that played well versus guys that are very good. Because you got guys like, you got a Jaden Daniels, you got
Jaden Daniels is not
that
good.
are just exceptional.
Jaden Daniels is not good.
Right?
You need to add another O to good, or take a O away from good.
These are like
He's
what
God.
they call blue players, though.
Jesus.
In the draft they call them blue players. These are the guys that change your franchise. Like, we had a lot of guys that stepped up, but they're not necessarily what you call like blue players. That
There are
dudes that
better
change your
people
franchise
out there than them. Is
Right.
basically what it
in
boils
that
down to.
culture and in that winning system. They may have played well, so we're like kind of happy, like, okay, dude, you played well, but he's still not the guy. So with that being said, the secondary I do think needs work. I was disappointed. I feel like a little bit of buyer's remorse on Marshawn Lattimore.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Wow.
He pass interfered. He let
That's how he
people get in his
plays.
head.
Your man was trying to make
He
a play
got-
and he's hurt.
He's handsy.
He's trying to make a play and he's
That's
hurt.
how. But that's how he
I mean,
plays.
he does have a hamstring he's nursing, so maybe I'm
Trey, I'm gonna say
judging too
this.
soon, but
I'm gonna say this.
He got
I
ate
think
up.
You need to give you need to give Marshawn Lattimore some time to fully heal, so that you
That's
can
fair.
see him
It's
from
a
like
hamstring.
Off season.
when you see him from week
hamstring,
1,
that's fair.
and then you wait until week 9 for him to get injured again, and then you make your decision.
But can he? But can
Then
he?
you
heal
trade
from his badass attitude is what I want to know.
No, that's how he
Yeah,
plays.
he picked-
That's how he
picked the
plays.
wrong times
What
to
you
get
want.
like
But-
to
but
get
that's-
like. There's a
but
time to get like that, but
but-
after you get beat, then you want to fight with somebody. Like, no, that's not the time.
But
to do
that's just him. That's just how he plays. And AJ Brown and Mike Evans, they know how to push his buttons.
Yeah,
by
but that's the
soaring.
difference between like Terry, like what's his name was in Terry's face all the throughout the whole Philly game, that safety, and he was just smiling at him. Like he was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
Terry's a different animal. I think Terry's an exception. I know a lot of cornerbacks who are like Marshawn Lattimore. They just
Yeah,
that's just how they are.
They kind of have
They-
to be.
they have that
though.
dog
They kinda
mentality.
have to be.
exactly. They have
Yeah.
to.
And I think you need to have that, because the whole brotherhood thing in Washington right now, I feel like many teams are going to see that as a sign of weakness, that they don't have a dog on the team. I mean, you got Frankie Louvu.
You got Luvu, yeah.
You got Louvu, but Bobby Wagner, I don't even know if he's going to stay next season. But Bobby Wagner, he does his job. He doesn't really trash talk. He does his job, and he does his trash talking with his play. Jaden Daniels, the same way. He doesn't trash talk very much. Zach Ertz, he trash talks. So, but he doesn't have that dog mentality. You need that guy who's the antithesis of Terry McLaurin. So I kind of agree with Jay Hill. I would say maybe give him another season just to see what happens, and then you make your decision, because you're not going to do anything with him now. He's on a 3-year deal.
Mhm.
There's no one's going to pay that.
To keep,
They're
yeah. I
talking
mean, but the original question is, where do we need to improve? And I think the
Yeah, no,
secondary.
Secondary for sure. Yeah.
I think the secondary needs to improve. Honestly don't mind them making moves to improve all the levels of defense, because defense is a thing where you
Exactly.
can, even where we're good, you can have depth.
Exactly.
We got linebackers that are aging, may not be able to get re-signed as far as Wagner is concerned. On the defensive line, Payne and Allen have been solid for a while, but both of them got injured this season.
It's time for them to go.
That's why I say everybody look good
Yeah,
on
they
paper.
both got
man,
injured
but
this season.
It's time for
Once
them
you
to
get
go.
once you get hurt,
Edge rusher, we now Fowler played. He made some plays, but
Cleveland Farrell could go.
again, we could use a blue player as an edge rusher. Right?
Yeah.
We could use a generational talent. Somebody. Imagine if we have the Jaden Daniels of edge rushers. We thought we
mean like
drafted
Micah
him.
I thought
Parsons?
he was going to say Chase Young. I'm gonna say,
Yeah,
please
no,
don't
we
say
Micah
thought we
Parsons.
drafted him. We thought we drafted him.
I
but he
knew it was
wasn't
coming.
him.
I knew it was coming.
He
All right, hold on.
wasn't
Let's
him.
let Wayna answer. We just want to pick one position each.
Well, before Wayne goes, I wanted to make a comment about what you said about cornerbacks, John. And I will agree at some extent. You need a cornerback that has the attitude, and when you step on the field, you know that side of the field is shut down. If you don't have that, then
for sure.
Once you get past the linebackers, that whole thing opens up because they know that you don't have any threats back there to stop or impose a threat to stop.
We don't have any safety guys like that at all.
So if you have
Benjamin
one or two
St.
guys back
Juice.
there that like you got a safety that like is like a shark hunter, like he goes back there, he's back there waiting for you to put the ball up.
You got Samra still, but Samra still he's a beast, but he's a silent beast.
And he's a rookie, right?
He's also a rookie.
Yeah. He's also a rookie.
He's a
Rookies aren't threats like that.
You were saying like a safety, like a.
I was talking about a safety. Yeah.
But was Daryl Green like that? Was Champ Bailey like that?
I think Champ Bailey
was.
Champ
was.
Well, I'm not saying they have to have an attitude when they
not boastful,
talking, but it's like when they step on the field, like that side of the field is done. Like don't throw over there.
Exactly.
Like Daryl Green was that. Champ Bailey was that guy.
There is no question when people are talking about who's going to stop Justin Jefferson or who's going to stop Jamar Chase. You know right off the bat it's going to be this cat or Marshawn Lattimore. There's no question whatsoever, and I think you need to have that. You need to have that person where it's a done deal. It's already that box is checked. Not who's going to stop Saquon Barkley.
And like one of the things they were talking about in the game that
that's a collective thing.
AJ Brown was just physically bigger than this guy, and he was imposing himself on him, even if he wasn't getting the ball because I'm bigger than him.
Outrunning him too.
Yeah, so it's like
so was Mike Evans.
He was simply beating him.
Oh yeah, Mike Evans that's no brainer. Wayne, you can go.
They need to get him some. I don't know. They need
milk.
Tony Robbins.
Get him some help.
Need some milk.
Get him some
She said Tony Robbins.
He needs to get.
Wow.
He needs a
Need a
mindset.
TED talk.
He needs a mindset.
Need a
adjustment.
TED talk.
I don't think it fits the culture. I mean, I hear your point about having there be tough people in there, but I don't know. I don't think he fits the culture of the team. I mean, Jaden is not like that, and he's effective. You don't have to be like that to be effective.
But do you think
in certain positions?
Do you think that this
positions.
culture, this brotherhood culture, is going to carry on next season?
So I do because I think because of Dan Quinn, and I think even in the way Jaden. I mean, these are the leaders of the team: Wagner, Jaden, Dan Quinn. So if they set the tone, yes, I think those guys will follow through.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he ain't nowhere near. He ain't nowhere near.
No, not at all.
Like losing a locker room is what I'm saying. Like what I'm getting. Like he's got so much stock right now.
He's not Ron Rivera.
How he prepared them and put them in positions to get to where they got this season on again, the rebuild, whatever that looks like. Like
it looked like a championship game. What you talking about?
Damn right. Like you have no reason but to be like, yeah, I'm gonna walk through fire for that dude. We did that. So that's the only reason why I think the brotherhood complex could work. But as you can see, the brotherhood complex can't stop Saquon. So it's like,
here's another thing too.
That's what I'm saying. Can they stop Derrick Henry?
Up that we're saying attitude on the field means that you got to be in people's faces. Attitude I'm talking about is like that person is no nonsense from the time they get in the building to the time they leave the building.
There's no question.
And that person is like about
that was funny, Jay.
You got to know Jaden Daniels is Wayne, and Jaden Daniels is very unusual for him. I mean, he has to be at this level that he is right now because he is a rookie. He can't come in like King James or whatever. You know what I mean? He can't come in like that. He can, but he's not. He just doesn't have that.
Ever be like that. I don't think
he will either. I don't think he ever will either. I'm not saying that he will.
He's not RG3. The RG3 energy was different.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
He was like that. You know, he was like, "Hey, I'm the shit."
What he said? You can't do dope stuff with certain kind of people or something. He was putting his teammates down.
Yeah.
That doesn't inspire anybody. All that does is create a hierarchy and make people feel weaker. In fact, it's like the.
I mean, that's what he always did was he threw people under the bus to make himself look higher.
And he was riding on Snyder's jet while everybody else was flying with the team. You know, he was.
You gonna say his Snyder name again? You can't help
guess what? He got humble because look at how much he got shown up.
Yeah, and Dan Snyder's not happy. Thank God.
All right. Let's move on. Which free agent would you sign to a long-term deal? Wait, list. You got them listed first, John?
I do have a list right here.
Give me a list, and then Trey, you go first.
So I'm not sure if this is in any particular order, but this is PFF.com, and this is what they. I'll just do the top 10. Again, I don't know if this is in any order or not.
Is this just for the Commanders?
You talking about everybody or ours? We had a list of our.
No. What free agent should we sign?
Oh, and just in the NFL.
Oh,
what free agent that's going to be available in the whole league should we sign?
Top 10. Okay. Yeah, read top 10.
So you have the Philadelphia Eagles edge, Josh Sweat. Come on, let's sweat.
Sweat.
I'm going to skip. He's an edge rusher. I think he's on the left side.
How old is he?
That I don't know.
I think Sweat is like.
I think he's in his mid to late 20s.
Yeah, I was like 27. I think.
Yeah.
We already had a Sweat.
I'm gonna skip number 9 because we don't need a quarterback, but it's Sam Darnold. Number 8.
Skip Sam Darnold just because it's Sam Darnold.
Oh damn. It's a tackle, Ronnie Stanley from the Baltimore Ravens. And then you have number 7, wide receiver Amari Cooper from the Bills. Cornerback DJ Reed from the Jets. You got edge rusher Khalil Mack. I feel like Khalil Mack is old right now.
Yeah, he's been in the league for like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
He's with the Chargers. Wide receiver Chris Godwin.
This is one of them. You sign him to make a run. I ain't signing him for 12 years.
True,
we're gonna make
but
a run next
still,
year.
he's still old.
Go ahead, John.
Edge rusher. No.
I mean, I guess Bobby Wagner's old too. Chris Godwin, wide receiver from the Bucks. Safety Javon Holland from the Dolphins. Guard Trey Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nice.
And Jay Hill's boy T Higgins from the Bengals.
Out of that list, T Higgins.
T Higgins out of that list.
Period.
Yeah.
Really?
He's the best. The best upside.
I'm going offensive line.
Yeah,
I am too.
I'm going O line.
I'm going O line.
Yeah, I don't know
where because that's where the money is.
The offensive line is where we need to start.
Yes.
Who on that list though?
The tackle.
Either
Ronnie
one
Stanley.
of them. Or the
from
the guard
Ravens?
that you mentioned.
Yeah.
He's not leaving the Ravens, bro. No way.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent. That's
he's going to get re-signed.
He might.
A lot of free agents.
He might want to come down here and play with Jaden Daniels.
Unrestricted? Is he restricted or unrestricted? If he's restricted, he's definitely going to resign.
Of course.
The Ravens not going to move on him because they got Lamar. They're not going to move on their offensive line when they got Lamar. You crazy?
Of course.
I mean,
if it's unrestricted,
it's not telling me here. It's not telling me
if he's unrestricted.
You never know what
they might match.
They might offer him, and you know
exactly, Wayna. You throw the
Thank
bag,
you, Wayna. I mean,
if he's restricted, don't matter what bag.
Don't think.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if he's unrestricted, let's think unrestricted.
He's unrestricted.
Yeah, we're talking restricted and unrestricted. If he's restricted, it doesn't matter what bag.
You don't think he would want to come down here and protect Lamar Jr.?
No,
Junior.
I think the Ravens have a winning culture too. Like we can't say that they don't.
He lives in the area, right? So
yeah,
it would be
easy. He ain't got to move. He ain't got to move.
But they can't get to the AFC Championship.
You live in Columbia, you just move to Ashburn.
They can't get to the AFC Championship though.
Right.
Yeah, they do practice it way out in Virginia though.
You never know what's going on in the locker room. He might not be happy there.
He might not be, but if he's restricted, it doesn't matter.
You know, I would go with an offensive lineman first, and then I would go with the edge rusher next, man. Josh Sweat from the Eagles is serious.
I don't know if I would take one off the.
We don't have. Though. I would. We don't have anyone.
Get a rookie? You rather draft?
That's what I'm saying. We're drafting players. Don't forget about that.
Yeah. And we already drafted a pass rusher, John Newton.
We said it last week too.
John Newton's I mean, he can rush, but he
was a pass rusher.
He's an interior lineman.
Now he is, but he was drafted as a pass rusher because he had sacks in Illinois.
Well, we said it last week too. You draft wide receivers because wide receivers in this league right now, they're coming in. Linemen too.
You could draft an old lineman. We
talked about specifically last week. We talked about drafting wide receivers because they come in with the biggest upside. Most of them guys coming in ready to play already, and if you get the right one, it just stirs up your offense. So you draft that. You draft offensive lineman, pass rusher, trade or free agency.
They go with the edge rushers go high in the draft. They're very high priority.
They really do.
You ever heard of this dude named Chase Young?
Don't bring up Chase Young.
Anyway,
he went high, then he went low.
Yeah, high stock.
Who's the owner that drafted him?
Ugh.
his name is Ron Rivera. But you
Guys,
we can't dog Ron for that. Everybody's taking him with that.
Guys. We could be eliminated.
Chase had mad potential.
Everybody is taking Chase Young with that pick, though. To be fair,
He had mad potential like Jadeveon Clowney did his rookie year.
yeah,
Man.
he was supposed to be the guy. He just didn't be that guy.
Yeah,
He didn't practice.
Yeah, if you don't do the work, the
Which
work's going to show
brings
up.
me to my point about the brotherhood and the culture being the most important thing.
Yeah.
You think they'll hold each other accountable more so than having a flashy like? So you wouldn't take
Marshawn didn't.
in his prime?
Marshawn didn't take accountability.
I'm honestly worried about I'm honestly worried about them bringing in talent that will mess up the chemistry, because usually
Well,
the
they
guys
just
with
did.
talent are the arrogant ones that
Yeah.
don't wanna
So
listen.
you want a blue collar
Marshawn.
one. That's what you
That's
want.
what I'm
You
saying.
want-
Like that's why you
Yes.
get a rookie. Because
You want a
get
lunch
rookie
pail, dude.
where you got
Or
something.
not.
Yeah, if you draft young
Look at RG3.
They could be, but depending on
Yeah,
position,
but the
they
culture allowed for that. At the
Yeah.
time, the owner was treating RG3 like he was his pet Negro.
Yeah.
So I
It
mean,
was like
you
we
know,
needed
he-
a savior. And
He was like, look at this new shiny black I got over here.
Hey yo,
That's
that's
all.
shiny black, yo.
What?
Yeah,
What about
that's what he was doing.
What about
What about Shiloh? Did y'all see the footage I posted?
No,
Shiloh?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw
Why
that.
are we talking about him now?
No, he needs to go to the
Wow.
Jets. He needs to
Shiloh
go to the
back
Jets,
college.
bro.
I'm talking about he need to go.
No,
to
he needs to go to
Colorado.
Colorado.
He needs to stay in college.
Go
bro.
back to DeVry.
Hey,
He was getting
Hey,
eaten
go to
alive.
I hear the head coach at Colorado
That's
knows something about
That's
playing that position.
he didn't
Did
teach
you
his
say
son.
he needs to go to DeVry?
It's someone's
Go
gonna
to
get
DeVry.
someone's
Oh
gonna
my
get
God.
burnt by everybody.
He needs to go to Lincoln
He can
Technical
fix some
Institute.
air conditioning.
Your man got burned by 1 through 4 quarterback, one wide receivers. He was out there getting pushed around by the water boys.
Yeah.
Would you like to make more money? Sure, we all do here at
He
Lincoln
should go-
Technical
yeah.
Institute.
He should go to
You at home sitting
Colorado
on your
so that
couch
their
'cause you
head
used to be
coach
a corner?
can teach.
Hey yo, not you should be a corner. He's not gonna get his stock went down exponentially from that footage, man.
It's
That's
just ironic that Dion's quarterback son is the one that's prospering and the one that plays.
I mean,
his
how often
position
does that
is the
work
one
out
that's
though?
struggling.
That when you have a GOAT athlete,
Yeah.
that their son pans out. Look at Michael Jordan's son.
I'm about to say Michael Jordan's son ain't do it.
But
look at Magic Johnson's
hold on,
son.
hold on.
See?
Hey, that nigga ain't never shot a layup.
Very right.
He's dribbled a few balls
Said
though.
pass.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh Lord.
And so it begins.
I'm sorry, Wayna. I'm sorry. This is what we do.
I was just gonna say pass the purse. You talking about dribbling, but what the?
I'm sorry.
Pause.
Speaking of basketball, let's move on to basketball since Trey already took it there. We
All
already
right.
there.
Okay.
After Wizards won their second game.
No, John, that was John. I just jumped.
Oh my gosh. Half the
think-
Wizards won their second game.
Trey laughed his volume all the way up to
I
11.
know, right?
Right.
Your volume went up like 10
That
notches.
auto
Trey.
adjust is real. They're good
Yeah.
guy.
Oh,
Audio.
man.
Have the Wizards won
Sorry.
their second game this year yet?
Jay?
I think they beat somebody in chess.
Hey yo,
At halftime. I forgot which game it was.
They beat somebody in 2K.
That's it. That's it. No,
Yeah,
they not even.
they
And they were playing as Cleveland.
No, they still on the
Jesus.
they still on the OJs, the L train. People all over the world.
What's their record right now?
Don't join in.
6-39.
Oh my gosh.
They got their ass whooped by the Mavericks last night. I think it was
Oh,
I saw
at
the
one
Lakers-
point
the
it was
Lakers
like a
dogged them too.
40-point lead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lakers
It was
gave them
42 to 16.
Yeah, it was
The
42 to
Wizards
16.
are like the teams around the world that were playing against the Dream Team in '92. The other team.
That's messed up.
after the first game.
Like Vladivostok, Russia against the Dream Team.
Everything else was like 70 points. It was like
Angola was getting.
Other team was just watching.
Jamaica against the Dream Team. The Wizards of Jamaica.
You see, Michael Jordan
player was 6'1".
Jamaica showed up on the court with bobsleds.
Hey yo,
they was smoking weed during the
time. We are here to play.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Do you think? Wait, is this a football question, John?
Yes, NFL now. We got out of local sports. We're out of local sports now.
Do you think the officiating has been fair in the playoffs? I guess it starts with me. No. Simple answer. No.
Hell no.
I mean, I guess my question is,
the script has been enforced.
What is going to be done about this, man?
Here's what I think. I'll give you my opinion, and then Jay, you can go. Bring back review.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Bring back the review.
So coaches can't challenge a call anymore like they used to?
They can't challenge it inside of 2 minutes.
Certain calls.
Inside of 2 minutes.
No, they need to add the challenge to more calls. Certain calls are not challengeable.
Certain calls are
I think that you should just bring back the review. The review should come from up top. Yeah, and you should be able to challenge it. Anytime it's a question.
Oh, you talking about like way back in the day when they reviewed everything?
Yeah, well, you don't have to review
everything. See, that's going to delay the game.
Well, no, I don't give a shit about that. Also, put a time cap on the review.
Yeah,
that's because if you got
that shit
3
takes
minutes to
way
look at a
too
tape,
long.
It don't take 3 minutes for 4 officials to look at a tape to see if something went wrong.
Especially if you're running a no huddle.
All you have to do is
45 seconds.
Motion. Yeah, you can
45 seconds. You put 45 seconds, put them on the clock. If they can't make a decision,
I don't think it's fair that the Eagles are now 7-0 under Sean Hockey League.
Like he's on the show.
I mean, the same way that the same way the Chiefs pay their referees.
Chiefs got their refs.
The Chiefs got some calls. The Chiefs got some questionable calls on Sunday.
There's always going to be refs that miss calls or make bad calls. You can't see everything, right? Which is why you have all those fucking cameras in the stadium.
But that was the same officiating crew that officiated us against New Orleans, and they gave us 9 penalties. 9 penalties. How many did the New Orleans have? I think it was like 4.
Here's the thing, though.
They gave us 9 penalties in that game.
When you leave the game in the hands of officials who are on the field, they're only using their perception of what they're seeing on the field, which is why you have all these cameras.
Yeah.
You got a sky camera flying around the whole stadium. You got cameras everywhere. You got all these points of a view to make a decision on the play. You take it out of the people's hands and you give it to the people who actually are looking at the cameras. Send it back to New Jersey.
That first down yellow mark that we see on TV, do the refs see that when they're reviewing?
It's unofficial.
But still, do the refs see that when they're
probably not.
I doubt it.
No, they're looking at
so here's the thing. So
the actual spot on the field.
So that was going to be my fix. So my fix is similar to what they have said for several years now in tennis. You put a tracker in the football.
Put a tracker in the football.
You put a tracker on each point of the football and have the machine regulate where it stopped. Have the machine regulate where it is.
That's the one ridiculous.
But I think they are literally fighting that.
But why?
Because they want the rugby scrum. Because they want the rugby scrum. They want that. They want to keep that up.
Man, listen.
They want to be able to send the Chiefs to the Super Bowl.
I watched the official in one of the games. I think it was the Bills game when they ran the ball and he clearly got past.
Clearly got the first down.
And
the fourth that short.
No, that wasn't the Commanders game. It was the Bills game, and he put
the
Bills.
Oh yeah. With Josh Allen.
Fourth down or something.
And he put the ball back behind the line of scrimmage. It was like, what are you doing? And it was like nobody questioned it. Nothing. I would have been like from the front, like from the top, like, hey.
What about that catch? They gave
to Xavier Worthy? That was not a catch.
From Kansas City.
That was not a catch.
Right.
And
he was
they still gave it to him.
No, we're talking about the one where both of them had the ball.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy.
That could have been an interception just as much as
that goes to the receiver every time, bro. That's the rule.
If they both come down with ground. The ball hit the ground.
When the cornerback comes down with the receiver gets the ball.
Yeah, but the ball hit the ground.
Comes down with it.
The ground didn't come down with it.
The ground had it. Like the ground grabbed the ball.
The ground took 2 steps.
They got too many rules around.
Made a football move.
Like
made a football move.
Brown made a football move.
I mean,
I think that's the fix.
I wonder how those guys feel after they make a bad call and then everybody sees it after the game. I wonder how dumb they feel. I mean, I feel like a lot of refs would probably appreciate having that, backup so that they don't, because they can change the course of a game. I mean,
you're right. Wayna's right, because after the divisional game, who did the Chiefs beat in the divisional game? Was it the
Well, I know when they played the Texans, it was the Texans.
They beat the
If you
Texans.
saw the
beat the Texans.
interviews of all the
they
players
said
from
the
the
refs
Texans,
apologized because they got the calls wrong.
all
after
the players
game.
from the Texans were like, "You already know going in there that's going to be a factor, and we tried to prepare
Right.
for it."
Right.
It's like in the NBA,
Multiple players
that
said that.
stupid
And
ass.
you gotta
that
change
stupid
your
ass next
whole-
day.
Yeah, you gotta-
Everybody knows if you're going to play Kansas City, you're going to have to deal with bad calls.
There's 12
And they
men on the
literally have
field.
players on there saying,
That's what Joe
16.
Mixon, that's what Joe Mixon said.
Yeah.
So why is that? Is they don't
And
the same
CJ Stroud.
refs that they hire for their games, or
It's
is
because
it-
Taylor
Well,
Swift
it's-
gives the referees tickets to her concert.
They rotate
Wow.
refs too.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
but it's
why-
based on, but it is based on a system of how many calls they got incorrect. Like,
Well,
it- like
here's the
if
thing.
you,
No,
if you
no,
had, if
no,
you had
no,
a
no,
high
wait, wait,
percentage of,
That's not true.
Go ahead.
Because one of my homegirls used to do the scheduling for referees for the NBA, and I think they use a similar system where it's not. They don't tell them what the games they're going to do until the game comes up that week. So they
Right.
don't even know what games they're refereeing.
but they get more opportunities, is what I'm saying. Like based on your percentage of like y'all missed like 20 calls, whereas this crew missed 10 calls. So this crew that missed 10 calls is going to get the next high profile game. That's really what it boils down to.
It just
Yeah.
what doesn't make sense is it makes the fans angry, it makes the players angry, it makes the coaches angry. I mean, and they can't be proud of it. So why wouldn't they just, like Dennis is saying, use the technical skills that they have to make it to just make the right call?
They have the technology. Why don't
Who-
they use it?
Yeah.
Do anybody care if the game is 10 minutes longer because they had to get a right call? Nobody.
Um,
You're saying
people
10.
want longer
Guys,
football
The
You're
games.
saying
advertisers,
10.
the television, the,
Yeah,
TV,
but-
the advertisers and the TV, yeah, that part of the business part of it has to
You're
come
saying
on
10,
board,
but
you
it-
can't
but-
let,
yeah.
like,
But if you
this is a game
set-
of inches, this is a game of
yeah.
inches.
It is a
Are
game
we
of
taking
inches.
into
It is.
account that the human
Pause.
refs are able to influence the games to get the matchups that will get them the ratings they want?
Exactly. That's
Mhm.
that part.
And that's a problem
We
Yeah.
want the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
just
We
start
want
our-
Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl,
because they want.
and we
more
want the
people.
Andy Reid Eagles rematch again.
Has Taylor Swift had a Super Bowl?
They're getting the matchup they want.
Has she done a Super Bowl?
Did you notice at the start of the Detroit game that's what they
Oh,
were
she
they were
has.
doing that? Did you notice that? At the start
Nah.
at the start of our game at Detroit, it was like several questionable calls in that first quarter against us. And it was it in a sense
The Lions game. Yes, I did. Yeah.
it was
yeah.
like they were saying Detroit is the better team in terms of television to go up against.
Because they think everybody wants to see Detroit.
Whatever.
Right.
Huh?
It's because
And-
they think that everybody wants to see Detroit. Everybody's
Well, people
Early on in
go
the
to Super
Eagles
Bowl.
games, there was some whack calls too. They just realized that we don't need to do this because the Eagles are handling it themselves. We
Trey,
just got
your
beat
mic-
bad enough that they didn't have to keep doing it.
Trey, your mic got super loud, bro.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
answer your
really
question
loud.
too. Taylor Swift has never performed the Super Bowl. She declined twice, 2022, 2023.
But
Okay.
you see
All
why
right.
she declined? It says she
One said she was
declined a
working
slot due
the
to
records.
due to having inked a long-term partnership with Coca-Cola, and it's the Pepsi halftime show.
That's not what I see. I see she declined because
That's
she
what
wanted
I'm
to focus on re-recording her sixth album, and then she declined.
She was
because
also on tour.
she was on tour for the Eras tour.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it says when Apple Music took over in 2022, there was rumors she hasn't been offered it since Apple.
She got
took it
offered
over.
twice in 2022 and 2023.
All right.
What you looking at?
Jay-Z
Facebook?
Jay-Z did?
No, Taylor Swift.
Even the time.
No,
It's a
I'm
Time
saying
magazine
Jay-Z,
article.
Isn't Jay-Z in charge? Isn't Jay-Z the one?
Oh,
in the,
He sort of curates it. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That's what.
is,
yes.
that, is,
said,
Jay, is
but-
Taylor Swift a Jay-Z selection? I have a hard time believing that.
I mean,
And
if
there
it's
it is.
ratings,
Yeah, if it's about ratings.
if it's about ratings
Pick
and
the-
money,
pick the big artist.
I wouldn't discount
We'll
that.
skip this year to push the culture. Bring in Taylor.
Yeah, really.
Bring in Taylor.
Speaking,
skip this shit.
speaking
Skip
of
this
the
shit.
Super Bowl, who wins and will you watch? Let's start with Wayna.
I'm definitely watching, and I haven't. Oh God, is this who I want to win or who I think will win?
Let's
Who
do
you
both.
think will
Oh,
win?
be a realist.
Okay, yeah, it could be both.
Who do you want
realist.
to win?
I
And
can't
you
be a
think will win?
realist.
Be a realist. There you go, JC.
No,
That's
just
my
don't be a
nature
realist. Be a
every level.
referee. Be a referee. Just,
Oh, that's even dirtier. Be a
I'm writing it
referee.
down.
Wow.
Don't be a realist. Be a referee. I'm writing it down.
Be a referee.
Referees aren't real.
Kansas City refs.
Should I make a prediction like what I think will happen? Is that what you're saying?
You can.
It's your
What I want to happen.
it's your minute. It's your time. Go for it.
What I want to happen, what I would want to happen is that Philly would win and that every Philadelphian fan would just have their tongues removed for like 6 months. That way I would enjoy the
She don't put a curse on the city.
The Eagles winning. I would enjoy the Eagles winning and I wouldn't have to deal with their nonsense. But
why do you want Philly winning though?
Because no, it's not, I don't necessarily want them to win, but I like the fact that first of all, I love Saquon. He has my heart. I'm rooting for him, and I love the idea that they got there, they lost, they fought their way back. They had a couple hard seasons. They fought their way back, and to actually reach that pinnacle, like just the players, I would like them to come back and get it, go all the way. But I cannot stomach Philadelphian fans for 6 months brag. No, for the whole next season, I don't think they need any more reasons to be emboldened, and that's the only reason why I can't wholeheartedly root for them. But my honest prediction is, if I have to give a prediction, I'm going to say, for the same reason that I love Jaden, Patrick Mahomes has a magic. He just has a magic.
Kirby.
And I think he's just gonna find a way. I think he has that thing that's just like whatever anybody's saying, he tunes it out. He's selfless. He just does what he has to do. And there's something pure about him that I think he's just gonna pull it out.
And then he's gonna sell a flop so the refs throw the flag too.
You said it's something pure. Like it's that white wifey getting.
He gonna sell a flop. That's what it is.
The MAGA.
Like, no, ref, he touched me.
All right.
White MAGA.
So wait, you picked KC to win though.
She picked KC.
All right. Trey.
Kermit the Frog here.
I'm picking the Kansas City refs.
I am going
to win.
Kansas City refs.
Yeah, I mean the refs are undefeated, so they will they will go in and do what they need to do.
They're undefeated when the Chiefs are on the field.
They will go in and do what they need to do to overcome the Eagles.
All right.
Go refs.
J Hill.
I think there is basically a similar feeling with what Wayna stated. It's the he does have the ability to create those plays that don't make sense. Like he gonna throw it underhanded. He gonna throw it behind his back. Or he gonna throw it behind his back like he did before.
He gonna kick it.
Right. Oh, this is y'all don't know the rule book. I can do this. Like what? What are you doing right now? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then also because I just don't like Philly. They got good food, but I can't rock with the sports part.
True.
Like
name another Philly good food besides the cheesesteak. Name something else that's good there.
Man, we went to this Italian restaurant up there that was like oh, it was off the chain. That's
you got a lot of they got a lot of Italians up there.
I said name another Philly food.
But they got
Italian food.
Yeah, they do.
Keep talking.
Italian food is good there.
Anyway. Okay. I also think the three-peat is what really kind of would give me like that's kind of dope. Like that is kind of dope in football that to get the three-peat is sort of ridiculous. And at that point, Mahomes could technically retire.
The ratings.
We know Kelsey
now,
would.
Bro.
we know Kelsey would. But no, if you get the three-peat, he could retire now. But if you get the three-peat, he getting the gold jacket.
He's still on that 10-year contract.
Like his commercial won't be Disney. His commercial will be, I just won a Super Bowl again, and I'm getting a gold jacket now. Like what I mean? Like
I mean,
that would be his commercial.
I think if anybody,
it's my gold jacket, and I want it now.
I think if anybody retires, it's Andy Reid.
I mean, it'll be him.
If he gets a three-peat.
I mean,
and beats the Eagles twice in the Super Bowl.
And beats the Eagles twice. He would retire.
Revenge.
Yeah. There ain't no revenge. He's already won.
I definitely think I think it's going to be
double
Chiefs.
revenge.
All right. You picked Casey. You said you picked Casey, you said?
Yeah.
All right.
John?
Yeah, I'm picking KC as well. I hate Philadelphia. Your city's all right, but your people suck. Your cheesesteaks give me the bubble guts. Y'all can't
You
read.
just named Ben's Chili Bowl, bro.
Yeah, but that's just one facility.
Yeah, that is one facility.
Imagine like 300 Ben's Chili Bowls in one city. That's Philadelphia.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh.
All of your sports fans suck.
Or your sports teams as well.
Well, only your hockey team sucks. Your hockey team's the worst.
I mean, like personality wise, but go ahead.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah.
right, though. You're right, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Their baseball team. I hate them.
I hate your baseball team because you took our baseball player.
All of our
two
players.
of them. You took all of our players. Actually,
Yeah, took a bunch of them.
yeah, took a bunch of our players. And Jalen Hurts' voice annoys me, man. I don't know why.
Do you know he's a singer?
Oh, maybe that's why. Does he sing R&B?
He does, and guess what? He has a
God.
high voice from what
Oh, I believe it. He probably sounds like Chris Dave.
Chris Dave.
Have you heard Chris Dave rap?
No.
He's got a high voice. Yeah, I don't know. They just annoy me. If Washington had gone to Philly and upset them, that would have been the greatest victory in Washington Commanders history, I think. Really. Hands
What would have
down.
been?
If we had beaten them in the NFC Championship game in
Well,
Philly.
we will next year.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's still young. It's a young team. But yeah, I'm not gonna watch though. I'm not interested in watching this game, but I am rooting.
You're not
for
gonna
them.
watch?
Nah.
You're not gonna
I'm
watch Kendrick?
What are you gonna do?
go to bed.
At
I'm
6
gonna
p.m.?
practice. I'm gonna
Man, I'm
practice.
72 years
Fucking
old.
Benjamin Button.
I'm 72.
Tell him,
remember?
John. Tell him, John.
I'm gonna take my I'm
John be in there doing paradiddles.
No, I'm gonna look at my pill box. I'm gonna find Sunday. Take my pills out. I'm gonna put on my nightgown. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Pillbox is
Boo
dumb.
Go in the bedroom. We have two separate beds, like the
Oh my
Cleavers.
God.
Hey yo, that's hilarious.
Nah, I don't
Super
know.
Bowl. Nah.
I might watch. I haven't really watched the full Super Bowl in the last, I say 4 years. I think the last full
33
full Super Bowl-
years.
Yeah. The last full Super Bowl I watched, I think, was the one before the Bucks one with Brady. Who won that one? Was that the Rams? No.
I watched them all.
Anyway, yeah, I'm picking Casey.
All right. I'm gonna pick KC too because I think playoff Patrick is just something different. Like
Playoffs.
That's a thing.
yeah, that's a
That's
thing.
a thing.
That's a real thing.
That's
And
definitely
like
a
the
thing.
boy just shows up. He's been showing up since he got in the league, and it's hard to count that boy out, regardless of who's on the other side of the field, whoever the opposition is. I think he has that extra gear. I mean, withstanding all the referees and all that stuff, I think Patrick Mahomes as a player is just a dope player, and he wills his teams to win, like more so than anybody else I've seen in the AFC. You know, like he goes through the AFC like it's
a
nothing.
long time. Yeah.
So it's like I think we're watching greatness, and when you look back 10 years from now, he's going to be on that Mount Rushmore of like greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's already up there.
Compare him
Anyway.
to
I mean, he's
Jordan for a
already
reason.
there.
They
He's
compare him to
already
Jordan
there.
for a reason.
Yeah.
It was another stat that I saw. He was like he's done something 7 times. I can't remember when it was, but it was like he's done it more than any other quarterback that's ever played. Period. Like
Gone to the
all of it.
playoffs.
Well, yeah.
He's
And
beat
he went-
One playoff games.
He's
No,
beat Josh Allen.
No.
It's
They've
Josh
been
Allen.
in 7 straight AFC Championship games. I think that's what it is.
But he hasn't won all of them.
But
Right.
they've been
Hasn't.
in
He
the
lost-
who has
yeah, he
been
lost
in
one to
the
Bengals.
but who's been in the conference championship game that many times straight? I think
Right.
the Patriots.
That's what they were saying.
I don't even think the
doesn't know.
Patriots have.
No,
They were
Patriots.
saying like that's what that's what most of the reporters have been saying too. There's a lot of players on their team that don't know what it's like to not be in the AFC Championship.
And that's,
That's
I think that's
crazy.
because
That's
of
a
him.
Yeah, their
crazy
whole
feeling.
career.
But you
Yeah,
know
because
what?
it
It's
was
easy.
drafted in that
Whole career,
period.
right.
You was there
It's
the whole
easy.
time.
It's easy to have that streak when you got a ref on your team.
But we just started talking about the refs being in the team like this year for real. That wasn't a narrative like
Yeah, but it
Before
wasn't a
years ago.
concern because
It
we weren't paying
wasn't.
attention. We
Hey.
weren't paying attention.
Like
ESPN
Maybe
posted
that-
the stats
Not
though.
3-4.
They get what I mean.
Yeah.
The data is overwhelming. It's
It
not
is.
just
Yeah.
people's
But you-
perception.
you
The
are
data
talking
is
about it
overwhelming.
and
since
knowing
he
it
got
is two
in the
different
league. They've been
things.
cheating for this dude since he got in the league.
Let's look. Let's look back.
I mean, hey, I'm willing to go with it.
The numbers, hey, numbers on live, man.
I mean,
Numbers on
we're
live.
talking about we're talking about the NFL then becoming a WWE at that point. If that's what you guys really think, then what?
I mean,
why
they
is
talk
it
about the
scripted?
script, ain't
Yeah,
they?
we already know it's scripted.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. But like, you can't deny what that dude can do with a football. Period.
Do you see the colors for next
He
year's
still got
Super
to make
Bowl?
the plays.
No, what is it? I was
The Lions.
Say, what's
It's blue and silver.
The Lions.
Lions, Cowboys,
Lions,
Navy.
Raiders?
No, you know the
Lions,
Cowboys
Raiders.
ain't going.
Lions,
Hey
Raiders.
man, I don't know. A lot of Cowboys fans think they're going.
A lot of
The
Cowboys,
Raiders-
they
the
say it
Raiders
every
are
year. This is
true.
our year.
Look, the
This
Cowboys are
official
still
slogan
saying
of the
it.
team.
They're
This is
still
our
saying
year.
it.
They-
This
they
is
go
our
to the-
year.
They're like,
They
we're going
going
to
to
the
the
Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
They're going to be there. They're gonna
They
be
having
there
the
with,
Super Bowl in
We
Cancun
want-
this year?
Yeah.
What section? We want section 100. If y'all,
no, they're gonna be there with Chief hats on. They're gonna be like, can we suit up?
It could be Raiders. You think? Nah, not the Raiders. Lions.
hell no,
and
not the Raiders.
I don't know who else has silver.
I'm just saying, like, you play football. Everybody's played like street football, play backyard football, and if you play like organized football, when you watch somebody who can actually affect the game when they have the football in their hands, that's what we're watching with Patrick Mahomes. He can.
Yeah.
He's like, name a quarterback: John Elway, Dan Marino,
John
Drew
Elway.
Brees, like quarterbacks that can actually change the way that people even look at them on the field. He's one of those guys.
Jaden
Regardless
Daniels.
if you
By
choose
the way,
or not.
so is our guy.
Yes,
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
you know, and like he didn't have the sophomore curse. Not really. He
Yeah,
had a
fuck
bit
it.
of a
Joe
slump,
Burrow.
but he still went to Joe Burrow
And Sean Hockley.
Man, shut
The
up.
sophomore curse. I never heard that.
When the quarterbacks play, they don't. They usually don't
Was
play.
C.J.
good the second
Stroud.
year. Yeah.
A slump.
CJ Stroud
had
had
a
a
slump in
great
the second
season.
year.
But you know what's crazy
is
about
his
CJ
second
Stroud?
season wasn't that bad.
He went to the playoffs.
It wasn't bad.
We're talking about numbers
Yeah.
though. That's really just based on numbers, like
It's
percentages.
you know, a lot of it is based on expectations, though. You
Yeah,
say
and
he
his
was doing
number one-
great stuff, and
his
now you
expectations
expect him to
and
be even
numbers.
His
greater
top
his
two-
second season.
Right.
His top
Yeah.
two receivers were injured, by the way.
There goes
Look at
John
this shit.
singing here.
A little
There
below.
you go again.
But you also have to think
I don't
about
know
it
what
like
they're
this, too.
celebrating, Wayne.
'Cause
I
we
don't
talk
know
about it.
what
We
they're
talk we talk about it, but we also talked about how the culture of the NFL's has changed over the last 15 years, where quarterbacks are expected to come in and be effective immediately. They don't bench rookie quarterbacks no more. You got to come in and be able to produce, which is why you have a second year slump.
They're benching Bryce Young.
Yeah, they figure you out, kinda. So you know
Yeah.
that's
Caleb. You think Caleb is going to have a sophomore superlative?
See, we were gonna have Kyle
We're gonna have
Murdoch
a
on
slump
today
slump.
too.
slump over.
Dang.
I wanted
How
to
you
have
don't-
Kyle. I was gonna have Kyle Murdoch on tonight too, but he's flying back to LA tonight.
Caleb's situation is different because Caleb don't have an offensive line to protect him at all.
So he still
Nobody
does.
got
Well, he
nothing to do
has
but go
Ben
up.
Johnson.
But
He
he
still
has
doesn't.
nothing to do but go up.
Well, yeah, but our offensive line is improved
Better than
since
Chicago.
last season.
Our
See,
offensive
that's-
line
but-
is
that's- but
hiking the
We
ball.
put
and
a
just letting
couple
people
key
through.
pieces on. We drafted
Yeah.
a left tackle. We
got an
a
offensive
guard
lineman from the Chiefs.
Kansas City, and we got a center from
Yeah.
Dallas. We picked up
Yeah.
like 3 pieces in the offseason to make them better.
That's
than
a
they were.
massive improvement. That's a massive improvement.
All right. Well, February's coming up, and February is the month of the Grammys, and we have Grammy-nominated artists on the podcast with us today. Wayne has been chiming in the whole time. We've been blessed to have her on the show.
Man, hey, reader. Yeah, go on,
okay.
shout her up.
All right, hold on. Let me move on.
Yeah.
Wayne is an Ethiopian-born Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and former White House writer who celebrates a cultural background through the electric performances audiences long remember. She's a Grammy nominee for Best Urban Alternative Performance, a 2-time All-African Music Award nominee, 2023 to 2025 elected National Trustee of the Grammys, and co-creator of the Grammy Award for Best Song for Social Change. So,
And a badass singer too. Oh,
I said
whoops.
singer in there. You put it in there.
This
So-
is also my neighbor.
That's right. We used to meet each other at the liquor store like every Friday.
That sounds
Wait a
so
minute.
weird. That sounds so weird. Hey, how much change you get today? How much change did you get today?
I had a question, but now I got a different first question. What were y'all
I'm a-
drinking?
Yeah, really.
my Apothic Red, my faithful Apothic Red that I get every I haven't been drinking lately. I haven't drank for like 8 months, but back in the day, that was my go-to, boy, my Apothic Red.
What you drink, Trey?
Trey, what were you drinking?
If
Tang?
you saw me there, I was buying wine. That's about it.
Okay.
He looked like
And
a
honestly, I haven't had any of that even. I haven't had that since they've been putting out these articles talking about how wine is like a grade 1 carcinogen. I'm just like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm good.
It doesn't give you cancer these days.
Yeah, everything has cancer in
does.
it. All right, so let's talk about
Has cancer in it.
the first question on the
Cancer in it.
Oh, that got cancer in it.
Wow. Let's talk about your first. Well, I don't know if it was your first time going to the Grammys in 2009, but your Grammy visit in 2009. What do you recall from that experience?
I recall
we
playing
were there.
with you, Dennis.
Yeah, so you were,
yeah, we were. Yeah, you and I, the three of us were there.
What do you recall from that?
Yep, I was. Yep.
Jay Hill, Ed.
Playing right before Janelle Monáe and
I remember Janelle Monáe.
Oh.
That was a crazy show. Do you remember how she jumped on top of that table and then table? This was the thing that I knew I respected her. She jumped on top of the table and then the table started wobbling. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And she just made it part of her show.
She made it look like she was surfing.
Oh no, I didn't notice that.
I might have enough courage to jump on top of a table, but the second it started wobbling, I would be like, "Oh, okay."
I have a choice. I have a photo somewhere.
Small people advantage. You got to be little to get into stuff like that.
You know what? I remember. We were talking to Janelle Monáe before she performed, and then I think her manager came over. Was like, she had to stop talking to y'all right now. She said.
But you know what? She was gracious enough to let me take a photo with her. I had to find it somewhere on Facebook, but I do remember her manager saying, "Yo, you got to stop. You got to stop engaging with her."
Yeah. I get that. I don't like to talk to people.
Got to preserve the instrument.
Either. Yeah.
Sure.
I ain't mad at it. Got to preserve the instrument.
Yeah.
It wasn't like mean. It was just like,
yeah, it's time to go.
Because she smiled and she just walked off. It was like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Then she killed.
I remember Macy Gray being there too. Macy Gray walked in with like 9 kids.
Oh no!
She jumped on top of Macy Gray's table. I was like, no. She did it. Put her shoe in front of Macy Gray.
Macy Gray. Good Lord. Wow.
Lord.
What are you working on currently musically?
So I'm about to release this. I just released a song called "The Sound of Us," a ballad with Aki Bermise, an amazing singer from New York, the Donnie to my Roberta, beautiful ballad that we just did. And I am about to release a new song called "Wise Ones," which is about all the African and Caribbean proverbs that I grew up listening to. It has a really cool Afro beats vibe. It's fun. It's a fun tune.
Nice.
Didn't you do?
Do you have a date on it yet?
So I think we're looking at late March.
Okay.
Didn't you do something recently? Something that Roddy Rod produced or Kev Brown produced?
Yeah, we did. Me and Roddy did this song actually last year, but we did a remix of it with Substantial, a Christmas song called "Lover's Holiday." That was a lot of fun. We did it on a Christmas special for Office of Cable Television and Film here in DC.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Stan is dope, by the way.
Shout out to Substantial. He's a great musician. We Dennis and I did.
He's a good dude.
We did the 50th hip hop DC anniversary show with him.
Yeah, at the Lincoln Theater.
At the Lincoln Theater
last year.
I missed that. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I did
missed
too,
it.
Joy.
It was something.
It was something.
Yeah.
Were a lot of our folks there, or were there?
Oh
Yeah.
The production was interesting. I'll just say that it wound up being a really good show. I think some people went a little longer than they were supposed to, but
As always.
it was shout out to Omar Brown. Omar was involved in that, so it was cool. We got through the night, and it wound up being a really good night. But leading up to it, being involved in the production was like, I need to get some stuff right.
This has the potential to really be a train wreck.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was interesting. But it wound up being a really good night. I think also they had that night they had something going on, the hip hop honors at the African American History Museum, which took away from it being like one main event. It was like two separate events, two separate free events, and it's like you can't really compete, with like Queen Latifah and these big names.
Oh, that same night. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah. So people were like, I was at that and I was gonna come over, and it's like, well, you were done. So, but it wound up. I think the Lincoln hosts like if I'm not mistaken, the Lincoln hosts like 1,300. So it probably wound up being close to like 1,000 people there. So it didn't feel empty. Yeah,
it wasn't sold out.
It
was good enough.
Well, I see the taping of the 50th, the Grammy salute to the 50th celebration of hip hop, and that was incredible to see that. Oh my God.
Nice.
I got a question. Where you have a quite selection of in your discography, is there one album or one selection that sticks out to you as like your favorite? Whether it's something that you love working on, recording, the people that you worked with, or songs that you wrote?
Yeah, that's easy. That's Slums of Paradise on my first project with Roddy Rod. And the reason why there are a lot of reasons why I love that song, but it's a personal reason why I love it because I had just before I had that session, I had just had a session with a pretty popular producer in New York who was super critical of my songwriting, right? And I was like deflated. Like when I tell you, I was like, man, do I even know what I'm doing? Should I quit? Like it was awful. And I walked into this session with Roddy Rod, like bouncing back to make something I was really proud of is a moment I always remember that because it means that the when you fall down, your next big victory could be right behind it. So you just got to keep going, keep creating.
Did you work with D'Angelo's producer at one point as well?
I worked with his engineer, Russell.
His engineer, Russell.
Yeah, it's my third project, and Russ is a genius. Like he comes in with his his analog gear that he just plugs up and he does everything analog and he goes into a zone and he's just gone. And it's amazing to watch him work his instincts, his trust in his instincts, his ear, but he's also humble enough to take feedback. I mean, I gave him notes. I remember at the beginning being like, can I give him notes? Because he's like, he did voodoo. Like, what am I supposed to get him not to, to change something? But, I did, and he took every note that I gave and he made it amazing. So that was a real wonderful experience. And then hearing all the stories too about, their times in the studio and, funny things that happened with D'Angelo and Questlove.
Oh wow.
All our heroes, so that was really cool. That was really cool.
Nice. I do have a question. I know it's not on the list, but do you have a dream collaboration? If you haven't done it yet, do you have like that collab that's like, if I ever get this person, it's a wrap. I can retire.
And you know why that hurts right now? Because my dream collab was CeeLo. That was my
wow.
Yeah.
So then, okay, then. So here's a caveat to that. I understand there's a lot going on with that. Did you want him to sing or did you want him to rap?
Both, because that's the thing I appreciate. I study him so much because he's his lyric as a lyricist, and then the way he doesn't write songs like an MC. Like even though I mean. It's just he's so well rounded in the way he crafts a song, and then his background vocals are so it's like hip hop in a way. Like he does every kind of background vocal. He'll make a sound. He'll make his ad libs. I mean, there's just so much about his vocal arrangements to study. That is just mind blowing. But in a way, I feel like I got my own version of working with CeeLo because in a way, Kokai is like my cousin.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe that was my
shout out.
Yeah, shout out Coke. Shout out Coke. It's funny, CeeLo, he is so mad chill. I did a show with him when I had my hip hop group in like 2000 and either 99 or 2000 when he was still with Goody Mob, and everyone was intimidated by him. And he could not have been the nicest guy you would have ever met. He just seems intimidating because his demeanor is just so, he doesn't really smile a lot. He got the sunglasses on, he's got the tats, and he's just but man, he is the absolute nicest guy.
He got a presence and aura.
He has this aura about him that's kind of intimidating. And I'll never forget this. You guys probably already know this, but Pharrell actually wrote Happy for CeeLo. but CeeLo had to turn it down for contract reasons.
Doesn't it sound like it?
Wow.
That kind of
Yeah.
sounds like it.
That was
Sounds like
supposed to be
CeeLo.
CeeLo. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. So Pharrell's like, fuck it, I'll sing it.
Pharrell is your guy, isn't he, John?
I've always loved
Pharrell
Pharrell,
like
man,
your
because he's a drummer. He's from Virginia.
yeah.
You know, Pharrell's always been my guy. I mean, I don't really like his singing voice too much, but as far as his production,
Yeah.
he's just right
Oh,
below.
Hands down.
He's top 5 for
Yeah.
me, for
Yeah.
sure.
You can tell he's a real music nerd. Like he knows
Absolutely.
everything there is to know.
Nerd,
Every
huh?
genre.
NERD. Yeah.
Hey,
I remember
I see what you did
He
there.
used to drive up to my campus in his in his Rolls Royce.
I heard that story. He used
Good.
to when he bought his first Phantom, he would just like drive it around all the schools in Norfolk.
Yeah, he would just come up to and then you'd be like, "Why is he at the student union?" He just walk in,
Yeah.
you know, get him a fish sandwich or something. You're like, "Why is he here? What is he, what's he doing?"
Sandwich.
He's probably living out a fantasy of his younger self.
Hey, listen, on
And
a
that's
college campus, anything goes. Back this is like 1990.
Ooh.
Hey, okay,
Yeah, you know he wrote Frontin' for Prince too.
yeah, I
what?
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frontin' was supposed to be for Prince. But
Well, speaking
we know
of
how that
legends, Wayna had the opportunity
Prince
to tour
don't want
with,
nobody's music.
yeah, Prince
I
don't.
know, right?
Wayna, you had the
Prince don't want
opportunity to tour with Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
And talk about that experience a little bit.
Nice.
That was incredible. I did the Songs in the Key of Life tour, 2 legs of that, and then I ended up staying with his band, his regular band for another year and a half. And
Okay.
yeah, it was just like it was genius school. I call it genius school. Everybody was a genius in that operation, not just Stevie. It was like Fred used to call it the X-Men. We were like the X-Men.
Yeah.
It was just so dope. Like the level of excellence that everybody brought to it. I mean, those guys would practice. Like I remember times when we would have a travel day, like a 12-hour travel day, and I would, put my stuff in the room and go downstairs to get something in the lobby, and I could hear the trombone player practicing, at like,
Wow.
you know,
Wow.
it was just a commitment to excellence from everybody there that was so inspiring. And then Stevie is one of those people, like just like you're saying about CeeLo, that he's completely disarming and he makes you forget that he's Stevie Wonder and just makes you laugh like you're a little kid, like because he's a big kid inside. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he has his competitive side too. Fred will tell you about that too. He likes to battle, he likes to sharpen his instruments. But it was just it was so life affirming. And when you see people in the crowd looking up at him with that light in their eyes, like they just know everything's going to be okay, it's like, okay, this is the impact and potential of music. Like you can change people's hearts, people of all races, ages, creeds, so it gave me just so many things, so many things I still cherish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was Greg Gaines on that tour?
He
The
was.
keyboardist?
He did the first leg of that one. And Greg was also another person to study. Everyone was someone to study. I was like, watching everybody, learning, getting little nuggets here and there. And Greg was meticulous.
Yeah.
He was on time. He made sure he wanted everyone to be on time. It didn't matter who you were. If you were Stevie's daughter, if you were, whoever you were, you had to, follow by the same rules. But he was so thorough and detail oriented. And
Wow.
and seeing his relationship with Stevie was cool because they made Songs in the Key of Life together when he was 23.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
So
remember
seeing
that
them
story.
share that was really sweet. And he's West Indian also. One of you guys is West Indian, right? John, are you West Indian?
I'm Haitian, so I guess that counts.
Yes. So I didn't know that till he was very cool about he's Trinidadian. My husband's Trinidadian, so
Oh, okay.
it was
Okay.
a cool little connection.
Wow.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we've on this show we've had a few debates, sports related and music related. So we're gonna rehash a debate and then get your take on that debate on two greats.
There was no debate though.
There was no.
There was.
It was unanimous.
It was
no.
It was a
No.
debate. There was
no debate amongst us, but there was a debate
Here we
with
go, Dennis.
other artists.
What are you talking about, bro? There was a debate. It was just
There was a debate.
Right.
It was a debate. We had like a 30-minute conversation about
Look at
it.
his face.
We talked about it, but we all agreed.
Yeah, but other guests didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
That's a
Yeah.
debate.
Let me ask the question before you start imposing your shit. All right. I'll just put it plainly. Who wins the MJ versus Prince battle?
Yeah, I think anytime Oprah is interviewing your victims, your survivors, I think, you lose. So I think
I wasn't ready for that answer.
That is an angle that no one.
I was not ready for that answer.
Hearing that one, whoa.
Oh my God.
I think Prince wins. Prince wins that one.
Wow. I was not ready for that.
Look at Trey's face.
Sorry, y'all.
He Trey?
Watch the HBO documentary. Don't get mad at me. Watch
He
the
Trey?
HBO documentary.
Wow.
Our other guest said the same thing.
Did he?
Right?
We had what's his name? Brub. Brub said the same thing. He was a Prince fan. He
Oh.
chose Prince over MJ.
He chose Prince because of his sisters, though. He didn't chose Prince because of documentary.
No. But I mean, other people have their reasons for picking Prince over MJ in their
I thought
childhood.
we all agreed that as children it was MJ, but then as musicians it was Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was our argument.
Yeah.
That's
And
what we all.
we should have phrased the question differently. As a child growing up,
Hey, man, I'm just Ron Burgundy. I'm just reading what you put on there.
Hey,
as a child growing up,
question marks.
was
MJ
MJ
versus Prince?
was it MJ that was up here, or was Prince like more of what you listened to?
Definitely MJ. Definitely MJ.
Okay, there we go.
As a kid, Michael Jackson. Then
Yeah.
you became a musician. And you
Unbeknownst
were
to
like,
us.
this
Yeah.
dude Prince is incredible.
Yeah,
It wasn't this dude Prince was crap. It was like, this nigga Prince is weird.
he was
Like,
weird.
It wasn't no incredible.
He was weird as a kid.
No,
we
I
did
said
not
when
know.
you became a
No, he said
musician,
when you grow
you
up.
were like,
Oh,
this dude
grow
Prince
up.
is
Say, wait a
incredible.
minute.
Yeah.
Like at 8,
Yeah.
I was like, get that dude away from me. I was like,
that was adult
Kid
music.
Prince was
Listen,
weird, yeah.
listen, the When Doves Cry video used to scare me.
hey,
I did not.
He was
every
weird.
video scared
Eyes.
me.
Them eyes.
This is light skinned, butt ass naked nigga coming out the bathtub, head to
That man had the butt out pants with the Batman thing.
Bro, I was like,
how was that?
I was
related
like
to
8 or
Batman?
9 years old when that joint came out. I was like, nah.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'd rather watch scary Michael Jackson and Thriller than to watch Prince coming out the bathtub naked. I'm sorry. Like the music was just like I wasn't even paying attention.
I think I would still rather watch Scary Michael
Yeah,
Jackson
than watch
butt naked.
right.
Even as an adult.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I would much
The music debate is different, but the butt naked, no, we don't want
rather.
to.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
want to see butt naked Prince ever.
No, we don't.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Wayne, for coming on the show. We have another segment that we do.
Let me just play, just like as you're doing them. I'm just gonna play a snippet of Sons of Paradise. You can keep going, but I just
Okay.
want people to hear this.
Well, it's appropriate since we get into the artist of the week, where we basically share artists that we're listening to or artists we think people should check out. So, Jay Hill, you can go first.
What are we doing? We doing
Artist of the week.
Doing others.
Artist. I said artist.
Okay. I mean, he was playing the music. That's why I wasn't sure.
I was just playing. This is a snippet of Slums of Paradise from Wayna's first album.
And where can you get this record?
On all streaming platforms, everywhere you get your music.
John, you need some gunshots. When she said
Oh
that,
yeah, I do. Yeah,
man.
yeah. I'll get that for the next guest. I'm sorry.
Alright.
Or we can like edit it and post edit.
I'm gonna just add random gunshots.
Yeah, add random gunshots. Actually, wait, hold up. I mean, I do have the gun cocking joint.
No,
I don't know.
not
I don't
that.
know. I don't know if that's the same.
No, not that one. Not that one.
It's
Sure.
not the same. No, it's not the same.
You gotta
Not
have
that
your
one.
clues bombs ready. You gotta have your clues bombs ready.
All right.
Bomb.
All I have is gay and pause and
Hey, yo.
farts, and I don't think that's gonna work.
Your man got the beginner sound pack for radio.
That's right.
For
Right.
the
Starter
getting
pack.
canceled starter pack.
Starter pack.
The getting canceled starter pack.
Yeah, it's the getting canceled starter pack.
Jay, go ahead. Give us your artist of the week.
My artist of the week is was a young lady. She's now a very mature lady. I was just rocking with the old school.
Never heard of her.
And yeah, she's from a little known family.
I know her brother. I think.
It's only like her brother. Her brother has a documentary that we just talked about.
Randy?
You said a documentary. It's several.
Is his name Randy?
Right.
That's gonna be the episode.
No, it's
title.
Jermaine, man. It's Jermaine.
Time out. No, pause. Did I post a video of Jermaine putting up that hate man song against Michael?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jermaine is a hater.
Yeah, he's petty, man.
So, Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is my artist of the week.
Michael Jackson bleached his skin, and it was a whole
he made a song. It was a song. He made a
about it.
song.
He made a diss track about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's he made it. That's
made a
that's
diss
exactly
track.
what it is.
It was like 1990. Jermaine,
A diss track.
He's petty, man. He's petty white.
Oh my God. He's still petty. When they did the show, the documentary, the reality show about the Jacksons, and when Michael passed away, they went to a cabin to go write songs, and the other brothers found out that Jermaine was doing his own tribute show.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "How you gonna do your own tribute show?" He's like, "Y'all can come watch." And then the credits rolled. I was like, "Holy shit!"
He was all.
Like,
I mean, he was the first one to lead, man. He was the first one to lead the group. So
next week on the
Janet Jackson. All that to say is my artist of the week.
yeah, not Jermaine,
not Reeby.
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
All right. Trey.
My artist of the week.
Now your mic low. Why your mic low?
What?
Turn it down.
Fix that, bro.
I turned it down.
Y'all doing this Barry. He's doing it Barry White.
You gotta fix that guy.
He was just doing
He's doing his Barry White.
Oh my God.
That's all it was.
You'll never find.
So my artist of the week is Kareem Zayed. I think it's pronounced Zayed. He's an Algerian drummer. Actually.
Kareem Ziad.
Yeah, Ziad. Oh, so you know about him?
Yeah.
He's a fusion dude, but they play a lot of odd meter stuff. So there's a lot of really hip stuff as far as rhythm is concerned. On this particular album, it's called Africa. Ifrika. It starts with an I, but it's like Ifrika is how he spells it. But
Afrika.
anyway.
He's just crazy, you know.
That's how it's spelled. Afrika.
Shout out Missy Elliott.
That sounds like something else. But anyway.
Did you say Missy Elliott?
Hey,
Shout out Missy Elliott.
Afrika.
Yeah, no.
Afrika.
Check out that album if you get a chance.
Yes.
I thought he was doing the intro to the Liberian Girl.
Get your freakia. Get your freakia on.
What?
Well, I mean, he
Oh boy.
John.
My artist of the week is Joni Mitchell.
Never heard of her.
Songwriter and musician extraordinaire. For a long time, I didn't really know what the hype was with Joni Mitchell until I actually sat down with one of her songs. She's an incredible arranger, an incredible songwriter. And I used to just like look in the liner notes and see all the musicians who played for her, like Steve Gadd, Will Lee, Philin Gaines, Vinnie Colaiuta, like all of the musicians that we all love have performed with Joni Mitchell. And I was like, let me see what's going on here. And this girl is bad as shit.
You left one out.
Of course, Jocko. Of course. I've been listening to Joni Mitchell for like the last 17 years now. She's just incredible. My favorite story about Joni Mitchell is she put on a concert, I believe it was in the early 70s, and she got a phone call from Jimi Hendrix. I want to say late 60s, early 70s. And Jimi Hendrix called her and said, "Can I record your concert?" And of course she was like, "Oh, I thought you were calling so that you could play. I was going to have you play." He was like, "Oh, no. I don't want to play. I want to hear this shit." And she showed up to sound check. He was already there. He set up all the recording equipment. He had a mic that was set up right in the audience. And of course, he had all the mics on the drums and the guitar amps and things like that. And he ran the board for the mix. That recording came out 2 years ago. It was never released. He recorded the concert. The concert was never released until like 2 or 3 years ago. And it is fucking amazing.
What's it called?
I have to find. I will send it to y'all. I'll send it to y'all.
Hey, John, who is Jimi Hendrix? Did he play any instruments?
Hey, yo, shut up.
I think he played keyboards, but he played like the keyboard, like the Apple keyboard, like computer keyboard.
Oh wow, okay, all right.
He did IT.
Yo, did y'all know that here's an interesting fact about Jimi Hendrix too. He used to count his guitar strings before he played every show.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
He would it's videos of him counting down. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before he plays a chord. I'll send y'all the clip. I saw the clip like yesterday.
Was it like an OCD thing or?
I don't know. It's just
why?
They got several videos of him like on different stages where he looks at the guitar and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he plays a chord.
Make sure they all there.
It could be
when he was a kid, he had somebody steal his strings and he never got over it.
You know, he made the most money out of any artist at Woodstock.
I can believe that.
I believe it.
Yeah,
he was big deal.
Over Santana. Santana made the least. Santana made $700.
Damn, how much did Hendrix make?
I think he made somewhere around 45,000 or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. It was something really ridiculous.
A pay scale.
Bag.
Yeah,
that's a bag of 3 halves.
Like, wait a minute, your guitar ain't his guitar, so you only get 700.
I gotta look it up, but I'm pretty sure it was.
He wasn't counting strings, Tennessee. He was like,
yo, Santana wasn't counting shit. Apparently,
Santana wasn't counting shit. No, I wouldn't want to be his band members though, because he had a lot of people in that band. Santana did. Santana was like,
"You get $1, and you get $1."
It was like 4 of them on stage with Jimmy, right? Just 4 people.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, not that many.
All right.
Wait. She has an artist of the week.
Oh, I was gonna go and then let Wayna go.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My artist of the week is, if I'm right, is Nas.
Yep.
Yeah. Magic 3. I actually missed this record out of all the Magics and the records he did with it. I don't know, because it was so many records.
I mean, he was dropping them. He was
a lot of them
like 3 months.
He dropped
3
like
months
6
apart.
records, like every month he was dropping a record.
Yeah.
Him and Hit Boy.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of the ones that
Is this a Hit Boy record?
Yeah, this is Hit Boy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think this record is called Jodeci Members.
Nice.
It's just that classic hip hop, like boom bap was just like, I heard it. I was in the gym. I was like, oh shit,
it was nice.
Like I put down my weight, so I was like, oh. So this
was nice.
God. Yo, shout out Hit Boy, man.
Yo, Hit Boy is not slept on, but like
Hit Boy's my top 6.
Yeah, they like Hit Boy.
He's in my top 6.
I got a top 5, but Hit Boy's my top 6.
But here's the thing about Hit Boy too, because like they were like Hit Boy he only can make a certain type of music. He can make boom bap, and then it's like he can't do an R&B record. And he did a smash record with Music Soul Child. The whole record smashed.
Oh, did he?
Dude,
yeah.
The whole
collaboration.
fucking record smashed.
We talk about that?
We did talk about it.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
The album.
Yeah, they made an album. They made an album together.
He did a whole R&B album with Music Soul Child.
Okay.
And like 1 through 10 smash.
Wow. Okay, I gotta go find this.
Agreed.
Hold up, I got you.
I gotta find this joint.
It's wait.
I mean, this joint here. Whew, that's that Ninth Wonder.
It's called
right
Victims and Villains.
Victims and Villains.
Victims and Villains.
Yeah.
Yo, the whole album, yo. I was in the car with
came out in 2023. So
I was in
like
the car riding back from Philly, doing a show with Cy Smith. I had Dre King in the car, and I put on one of the songs. Dre was like, "Hold up, what's that? Stop." I was like, "Yo, dude," I was like, "You don't know what the record?" He was like, "Yo, what is that?" We listened to that record the whole way home. It's crazy, but Hit Boy is dope. So and Nas is Nas. So you know, there you go. Wayna, who's your artist of the week?
My pick is Lucky Cadero. He's an amazing.
Sorry, 1 second.
Soul folk world artist out of San Francisco. Muckley is so unique. She's got her own sound. You talk about Joni Mitchell. She has kind of like a folk way of approaching her vocals, but her songwriting, her lyrics are so amazing, and she's an amazing composer. And it's my homegirl too. So yeah, this is her new song, We Feel Blue.
It does kind of have a folk. That's interesting.
Yeah, it does.
It does sound like.
Nice.
Oh, I love her voice. Good Lord.
Yeah. She's got her own vibe, and she's an amazing performer too.
Wayna, do you perform in Ethiopia?
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna be playing there either spring or summer. We're working on the exact date. We're gonna be doing a CD release party there. So
Wow.
my first one there, and I'm trying to record it too.
Oh.
I'm excited for that.
I so want to visit Ethiopia. I can't wait.
You gotta come. You gotta
Yeah.
come.
I'll be there. Huh?
Have you talked to Speedy about his experience there?
No. I didn't know he went.
Yeah, he went for like 6 months, and he goes regularly. He just came back. He was just there this past month.
Oh shit. Okay. I need to hit him up.
Yeah. In fact, while we're on it, let me just do a shout out to Taferi, who's like one of our best drummers. Speedy's friend, my friend. He passed away recently. Our music community is really grieving, but he was an amazing artist and amazing. He just put out an album too, and his classic Udase is a staple.
Condolences to that.
Let's do others of the week. This is when we do documentaries, TV shows, books, movies, anything that you're watching or reading that you want to plug. You can plug it. Trey, go first.
I was watching football. I don't have nothing else. I don't have nothing else.
You had like 2 shows last week.
All week, right? Yeah, all week to watch something else.
Well, I ain't about to say the same show again as I said last week.
Football ended on Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Nah, he rewatched the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And then drowned his sorrows in wine.
I definitely didn't rewatch that.
He watched that. He probably put it on.
I'll never watch that again.
No, that was too heartbreaking. I watched the Detroit game twice.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
I might have to do that.
John.
I don't know how I feel about this, but I started watching Squid Games.
Oh.
The second one.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna continue. I haven't heard. I've heard mediocre things about it. I don't know if I'm gonna waste my time with it, but
It's Jump the Shark.
Yeah. I started it. I mean, we'll see. The first one was great. I love the first
that's
one.
what I feel like.
The premise is kind of weird. Like how they brought it back is kind of weird.
The premise is kind of weird. I just feel like whenever they do a sequel, it's like kind of unnecessary. Like The Exorcist, the sequel to The Exorcist was terrible.
So wait,
was number
Squid
6.
Game, that first season was a complete story. Like it ended. It had a like a resolution.
Yeah, it ended. Yeah, the dude.
Yeah, it was a movie.
Yeah,
it was a movie.
Yeah.
It was
Essentially,
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh no, you're right. No, it was several
series.
episodes.
It was a series.
Several
Yeah,
episodes.
but
it was like
ended.
a limited series. It was done at the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
they
finished.
saw how profitable that shit.
So they made another one.
Yeah.
They actually have a Squid games that you can go participate. You can go do the Squid Game game.
Oh hell no.
I mean, you ain't gonna die. You ain't gonna.
You sure?
I mean, I'm not gonna die.
Because you're not going.
You're right. I won't be there. J Hill, did you go?
Nah. So my other of the week is Ari Schaefer. He's a comedian. He just released a stand up on Netflix. He's part of the roast crew, but he doesn't do the roast. Like he's friends with them. Like whenever you see what's the other dude?
Is he like on the dais when they do the roast?
No, he's not on the dais, but like he'll show up at like Jeff's events. Like he'll show up like
Okay, that's
randomly,
weird.
but yeah. But he just released he basically, the name of it is America's Sweetheart, and he basically tries to find the positivity in any event. So he's like just to kind of really get us canceled, y'all. I'm gonna tell this one real quick. He was like,
Oh wow.
he was like, school shootings is horrible, but traffic is good the next day.
Hey,
Wow, that's dark.
Like, yo,
That's dark.
did he say that?
That's dark.
Wow. He was like, I mean,
That's
think about
dark.
it. Think about how light traffic is going to be the next day.
That's dark.
yeah,
Nope.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's
I'm
rough.
staying away
It's
from
rough.
that.
It's rough.
I'm staying away from
You
that.
know who I miss from the roast? John knows. Lisa Lampanelli. What happened to
Lisa
her?
Lampanelli. I have no idea what happened to her.
Rest in peace to Greg Giraldo. We know what happened to him, unfortunately. But like Lisa Lampanelli, like
He enjoyed his fame.
That was your girl. I remember you was like,
I used to buy her DVDs, bro. She was just outrageous with her stuff. Dude. She was just
Nikki, but what's funny is Nikki Glazer is filling in.
No, she's not. Nikki's nice. Nikki is not Lisa.
She's not Lisa, but she's filling in, is what I'm saying.
She's trying to be the next Lisa.
She's nice. I like what she did at the Golden Globes. That was nice. But she's not Lisa. But she's prettier, I guess.
By the way, I'm sorry. I have a bonus. I have a bonus one, and it started tonight. It's the SNL 50th anniversary music documentary.
Oh,
that's tonight. I didn't know
what started. Tonight. It came out tonight. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what. Yeah, Questlove is the executive producer of it. I can't remember what platform it's on. But it started tonight and it spans.
It's on,
probably it's probably Peacock. Yeah, it's probably Peacock. But it spans 50 years of music on Saturday Night Live, and Lorne Michaels, he basically talks about how difficult it was to push the idea to NBC executives. And the first episode, which I can't remember who the artist was, but the guy who played organ with the Beatles. My gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking out on his name. Anyway, he was the first act, and from then on, they shaped the show around the musicians. So music was always like the common denominator. So.
Wow.
I tried to watch that Saturday Night movie. I got through like 15 minutes of it, and I was like, "This is chaos." And what you gather, what you gather is that they didn't really know. Nobody at
Billy
NBC
Preston,
knew,
by the way. Billy Preston was the first artist.
Nobody at NBC knew what was actually happening with this show. They didn't. Lorne Michaels didn't tell anybody anything. He's just like, I got this variety show, and you have to wait until we air it to see what it actually is. And Chevy Chase was the undoubted star of that show.
He was also a pain in the ass.
Yeah, he was the guy.
Everyone hated working with him.
Really?
They hated working with Chevy Chase. He was the worst.
He was hitting on all the women, wasn't he?
No, it's not really that. He was just
he just knew he was
just
good.
entitled.
He knew he was good.
Yeah.
Like he was
He knew who he was. He was like he would walk around and like the way they painted that character, like it doesn't fit with how we remember Chevy Chase in movies. It doesn't fit.
Right.
But it does fit with the character he played in Community, because he's a bit of a dick.
Yes. He was a dick on Saturday Night Live.
I heard he was a dick to work with later too.
I hate when you see the layer, like the behind the scenes. Like I remember watching one of those shows about Three's Company. I forget the name of it. The True Hollywood story about Three's Company. Just ruined it for me. Like my whole childhood was.
Who was the cancer?
Was problematic.
Wasn't it the brunette? Wasn't she kind of bad?
Joyce DeWitt?
They would prop up Jack. I forget it. What's his name again?
John Ritter.
John Ritter. They would prop him up, and then it just made the women like they all started fighting, and then the egos, and it was like the producers, between the producers and Ritter and the women, everyone was fighting, and it just.
I heard stories that it was mostly Suzanne Summers, and that's why she left
in the beginning. But then it trickled down to everybody, even the girl who replaced her.
The girl who replaced her, I heard, was the worst. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard Joyce was kind of bad, but she seemed like she wasn't.
I can't see Joyce DeWitt.
When you get a hit show,
that
people
way.
change, man. Like success changes people. We've all seen that. It's a lot of true stories about that process. Period. Like Behind the Music, VH1. You can just go watch that series and see these bands go up and go down. You have a show or anything that you're watching or listening to or watching?
Me?
Yeah.
I love Hacks. I just watched.
I have that in my. I have it in my list. I haven't started yet. Hacks. They just won a lot of awards.
Yeah.
With what is her name? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name. The star, like.
Is it a movie or a show? It's a show.
No, it's a show.
It's a show on HBO. They have 3 seasons. It's absolutely brilliant writing, and
I can't remember her name.
Jean Smart.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
And she's hilarious, and the girl who plays her protege. But it's a comeback story. She's like a comedian in Vegas who's past her prime, and then the young girl who gets assigned to her is a comedian who got canceled, and they come together and their journey in growing, and I mean there's so many lessons in it.
Pretty good cast. Hannah Einbinder and Caitlin Olsen.
She's hilarious. Yeah, it's great writing. Great writing.
Oh, I'm reading now. They said it's based on Joan Rivers.
Is that
Yes.
right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to watch it.
But they just won a lot of awards at the what just came? What was it? The Golden Globes or the
Golden Globes?
Yeah, they just won a lot of.
Too, and I think they won best screenplay or best writing for a comedy series too.
Hannah Einbinder is hilarious. I've seen her stuff. She's very funny.
I'm watching. I just finished Silo. And
you did? You finished the second season?
I did, and then I immediately went to YouTube and went to go get the Easter eggs to figure.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
I haven't done that.
I fell asleep on the last 10 minutes, so I woke up like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was like,
I just fell asleep on the last 10 minutes.
It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all like, I got to get up at like 7, bro.
No, you missed the crucial part. Then
I went back and rewatched it, but I went and watched.
And you got to be careful looking up stuff because the books are already out, so the spoilers are all out there.
Yeah, I know.
It's based on a book that's already written.
It's 3 books. Yeah. So, but the dude who explained it made it real plain. Like he had a lot of like conspiracy theory that he was talking about, but it made a lot of sense. And I was like, I'm not going to spend as much time on a TV show ever again. But it was good for what it was. So I watched that.
The next 2 seasons you got to catch when they.
I'm caught up.
No, I'm saying when they come out.
I'll binge watch it when I have time backstage doing something else.
I know when.
Oh no! I saw that conversation today, by the way. I commented on it.
And then I watched. It's another one I want to plug too. If you guys, I don't think I posted it. I may have put it in a Slack, but the trailer for the movie Sinners that's coming out with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes,
I'm good on that.
And Ryan Coogler.
Okay,
I'm good on that.
All right.
It looks pretty.
They said he's out.
Man.
Good.
Why? You don't like Michael B. Jordan?
No, it ain't that. That's like it's like not Saw, but it's just got that.
Oh, it's like
that. Nope.
Oh,
no, it ain't like. No, it's not.
It's a horror movie.
It's a horror film.
Yeah. I'm not really into horror stuff anymore.
Right.
I saw you posted, but I didn't watch it. If it was horror, I'm not watching that
horror
shit.
is daily.
You listen to that Miles Davis horror record. That's horror too. So look. You can listen to that record. You can watch this fucking movie.
No, and you know what? I didn't even get through that record, so that tells you. I'm not staying for that shit.
Brought that up. That was you, Dennis. Somebody.
Yeah, that was last week.
Record was terrible.
The worst Miles Davis record ever.
Worst Miles Davis record in the history of Miles Davis records. It was terrible.
Yes. That was a horror film.
So if you can listen to that, you can watch Sinners.
I didn't listen to it. That's the thing. I heard like half the album.
You can watch the trailer.
I had nightmares.
Yeah, watch the trailer. Watch the
trailer.
Okay, I'll watch the trailer. All right.
You like Get Out, right?
This is the real thriller.
I saw Get Out.
I saw you like Get Out. You like horror movies? You watch Get Out, right, Trey?
Get Out wasn't really a horror movie.
It was like a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
This movie got like it got like creatures in it.
Yeah.
Like Nope wasn't a horror movie to me.
Nope.
Nope was a sci-fi.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Some people say it's a horror movie.
That's a sci-fi thriller.
Yeah, I don't consider.
I mean,
it's more like
the
this
sci-fi
is more like
alien was eating people, but you know.
Or what's the film with Sandra Bullock where she can't see? She's blindfolded.
What's that movie called? Where it's all silent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
I forgot.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. I can't watch that one.
The only thing I didn't like about the
I can't watch that one. Nah.
It's almost like A Quiet Place. That's what it's like, John. It's like A Quiet Place.
Can't watch that either.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan is playing a twin. He's playing 2 characters in the film.
Ooh, that sounds good.
See, I feel like all women are going to be like, to Michael B. Jordan.
That sounds good. I was like,
Wayna was like, oh,
wait a minute.
Tell the truth.
Where's my
the motives don't sound pure here.
The motives don't sound pure. It's crazy.
No.
Juju bees.
She was like, wow, that sounds good. I'm like,
is he fighting in the movie or is he shooting?
That doesn't sound like genuine interest.
Shirt on or off?
No.
Which one is it?
And look, in the trailer, he's kind of shirtless in the trailer, yo.
Milk duds.
Got suspenders on. Yeah.
You know what they selling? They selling Michael B. Jordan as the action hero. Like he's what he is.
Hey, can't be mad.
Sir, you can't put butter on those milk duds.
Watch me. Watch me.
All right. Well, thank you, Wayna, for coming on the show. You have anything else you want to plug before we sign off?
Just how dope you guys are, how amazing you are as producers, artists, performers. Such a pleasure to see you.
Damn. We've never had a plug like that.
Y'all are the best. Y'all rock.
Maybe she fell off the wagon. Maybe she just fell off the wagon. We ain't know.
I think she about to go. She about to go meet Trey
all night.
She about to go meet Trey.
Look, at least she's not Micah, and she's pitching her own stuff.
Come on, man. Leave Micah alone.
I will never leave Micah alone.
Shout out to Bilal's Tiny Desk concert.
True. Shout out to Micah and Musina on the Tiny Desk.
When you said tiny, I thought you were gonna say Bilal's tiny version.
Oh.
See, Trey. All right, see, that's why we only got one listener.
They're the same height.
I thought that's what he was about to say.
They're the same height.
Same height. What you talking about, training?
Jay, I like froze when you said shout out to.
Do you think he knows that he has a doppelganger for his background vocalist? Do you think he knows that?
And shout out to Tashira too, Micah's wife. She sang background on that too. She was dope.
Yeah,
Oh, she was there on that too?
It was
Yeah,
good.
Tashira's the other singer. She's dope.
I didn't even see her. Damn.
Yeah. She
Tripping.
was on the other side of Micah's.
I didn't even look. I was looking at Musina and Micah. That was it. I didn't even look that way.
Tashira's dope, man. She's
I've
dope.
worked with Tashira. She's awesome. She's great.
Okay, so that's it. That's our show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Eden Radio, Unhinged Sports Network. No. And Belly Up Sports Network. You can find this podcast wherever you find podcasts. And you can watch us on YouTube when we post the show. PSA for today. Anybody got one? I don't really have one.
What you got?
Heart
What'd you
over talent.
Heart over
Hey.
talent.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
I like it. Tell your loved one you love them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the sign off. Go Commanders. Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's a good PSA.
Yeah.
People are still getting sick. So take your vitamins, y'all.
The flu been going around
vitamins.
like
The
crazy.
flu has been going. My youngest son just got over the flu.
The flu is going.
Take your vitamins.
My wife and I are still dealing with it.
Yeah, take your vitamins. And the weather's getting warmer. It's supposed to be in the 50s tomorrow. So
Yeah.
there's that.
But still wear a coat. You ain't immune.
And button it up now.
Yeah, we black.
Nope.
We black. 50 degrees is winter. So
All right. On that note, thank you guys for tuning in. Tell your family you love them. Give people their flowers while they're still here because no day is promised. And we will see you guys next week. Peace.
here's some Ethiopian jazz for y'all to take us out.
Classic. Classic.
Yeah, we got the vibe on deck, bro. Four dope brothers talking sports, so let's go. If you could just imagine some dudes into music get together to talk trash about whose team is losing. So here we go. D. Turner, John Lane, Trey Illy, J. Hill, the MVP, according to his theory. So now what? They got they mics and gizmos. Podcast rapper for DC, what it is, mo. Yeah, we talking sports and things. From rookies who ball to vets who about to get more rings, plus more things, like a jam session or something. Then we beefing cause our favorite team, John like slumming, John like pumping, over podcasts and stereo. You want more than that whole hum, so here we go. Yeah, we go from bars to beats, to podcast or AstroTurf with balls and cleats like that, y'all. Talking sports and things, talking sports and things. Priest the Nomad, talking sports and things. We're talking sports and things. D. Turner, John Lane, talking sports and things. Baby, we're talking sports and things. Trey Illy, J. Hill, talking sports and things. Talking sports and things. Yeah. DC, baby.
This has been Sports and Things with John Lane, Trey Ely, Jay Hill, and your host, Dennis Turner. The Sports and Things theme song was written and performed by Priest the Nomad. Music is performed by T. Fox with flute solo by Trey Ely. For updates on newly uploaded episodes, follow us on X. Our handle is @IzSports. IZSPORTZ. And on Instagram, our handle is @sports_and_things. SPORTZ_and_THINGZ. Thanks for listening.